All right, so I'm having this like crazy realization, which is like, how do I even say this? What's that? I don't even know how to say this right now. I have never been, and I'm going to say the word wrong here so many times in my life. And I don't know that wrong is the right word because I really don't think I am. I have an amazing track record. All my life. All my life, I was pulling boys out of the closet. From very early on, and it didn't stop in high school. It was married men. It was a lot of people. And they weren't all, I don't know why. I've always been attracted to masculine men. I've never been attracted to effeminate men, with the exception of Twin Flame, who wasn't always effeminate. That was an energy he presented sometimes. And maybe that was who he was deep down, and I would have been fine with it. But that was the exception. And because of my proclivity for attractive men that aren't out of the closet or whatever. Yeah. They didn't take the greenhouse bits, by the way, so I'm just going to leave them by the curb for recycle. But because of that proclivity, 98% of the people that I've been in situations or relations with have been straight or in relationships with women, or I was the exception where like, yeah, I'm straight except for you. You know what I mean? Like that kind of deal. And I am baffled right now because they genuinely could all be, I could be right. I could be right about every single one of them. And they could just be sexually confused straight men in relationships with women. But every single one of these dudes so far, I think, has a girlfriend. All the monikered men. And then some. Because some of these guys aren't even monikered. There's one who I did not give a moniker to because he was into me. He was very obviously into me. And I didn't know how I felt about that. I didn't know how I felt about it. Because there were some parts about him that I liked, but I wasn't like really attracted. And sometimes personality can push that over the edge. Sometimes if somebody has that kind of personality or that kind of chemistry, it doesn't matter if they're your usual type because that will make them attractive. Their energy will push it over the line and you will find them alluring. Energy is more important than physicality. But even that one, even the one that I was like, okay, he's into me, but I'm not into him, that one has a girlfriend. Like, what? What do you mean? And I understand that I've been out of the game for a decade. I do get that. I get that I have been off the board in a marriage for a long time. But I've never in my life been wrong so many times. Until very recently, like until the beginning of this journey with the false twin, who said that he wasn't interested, but he really was. And I got proof of that. Until him, that was the first time that I had to be like, am I wrong? Because even the straight ones, even the genuinely straight ones that I was the exception for, I still wasn't wrong. Maybe they wouldn't continue being with men after we're done, but like, I wasn't wrong about them and me. Like, never. So with the twin, or with the false twin, I was like, you know what? I had to go, okay, I don't think I'm wrong, but maybe I am. I had to accept that there was the possibility of me being wrong, right? And then with the twin flame, I had to go through that gaslighty shit too, because I wasn't wrong about him either. But for whatever reason, he wasn't coming in. And I wasn't wrong. There was things I was wrong about, but it wasn't his sexuality. It wasn't his interest. It wasn't his love. And then we get to people like the original blue car owner, who was like a father of two, and he was interested also, but it was something that he'd never thought about before, and we never vocalized any of this. But I'm very good at reading people's energy, especially when it comes to sex, and he was interested, but it was, I think he must have been in separation with his wife or something, or maybe it just wasn't going well, I don't know. But he was open and interested and flustered and heated, and it was a thing. And the random guy at Starbucks that I got the water from was indescribably happy about that interaction. It was definitely a thing. Like, there's been so few times that I've thought to myself, can I be wrong? That I have this level of confidence, because I never am. Even the ones that say that I am wrong, I'm not really wrong. And so far here with these guys, there's been a lot of sexually confused energy. There's been a lot of people that didn't really think about it, or like maybe they just haven't confronted that aspect of themselves, or maybe they do like guys but they prefer girls, or maybe it's something that has to do with them not wanting to publicly, not having to deal with the possibility of it becoming public, which is a thing too. Because back in the day, a lot of these guys wanted to keep me a secret. And when I put that line in the sand was with the twin flame. That was when we went into separation, when I decided I'm not going to be a secret. And I don't know if that's actually what he was trying to do or not, but like, he tried to non-verbally tell me, like in some kind of code, not to do that right now, not to ask him out in front of people, not to do what I was doing, because he knew what I was going to do. And I did it anyway because I refused to be a secret. And yeah, there was other factors there that made it a little less good on my part. Like, the false twin was there and he treated me really shitty, and I wanted to show off that I was with the good guy. So that wasn't great on my part, but you know, none of this is me being wrong. But now I'm sitting here like thinking to myself, if they've all got girlfriends, then they are either all sexually confused and I'm not reading it wrong, or I'm reading them wrong. And I've never been in a position to question my ability to discern this information. But I have to, like, that's a theme too. People, like my sister, when it comes to my readings and stuff, she is of the opinion I have to be able to say, like, I could be wrong. And that's fair. Even if I'm confident, even if I don't think I'm wrong, I have to say, I could be. And maybe that's what we need to do right now. I really don't think I am. I could be. And it's not a situation where I'm just thinking everybody that I'm attracted to is interested. Because there's people that I find very attractive who I never would have considered because I didn't get that vibe. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not delusional. I'm not wrong 98% of my life about this. But I have to consider that maybe in this last 2-3-month, 4-month period that I am. That's where I'm at today. But I am running a marathon with that cute guy in the spring. I need to pick one, and I'm doing interval training.